Sports Radio 66, my son.
The Fan.
WFAN.
Sports Radio 66, The Fan. WFAN, New York.
All right, let's go right to Madison Square Garden. Our very own Outside the Cage podcast team of Pete Hoffman and Ike Feldman.
Madison Square Garden and New York City gets the fastest rising sport probably in the world.
If you like chaos,
You got it.
you certainly got it. Championship belts in 2 weight classes at the same time.
We'll do everything that we said we would do when we got to New York.
Looking for that knockout punch. And boom.
This is Cowboy, and you're listening to WFAN Outside the Cage podcast.
This is WFAN's Outside the Cage with your host, Pete Hoffman, Ike Feldman. Check us out Twitter, @_Outside the Cage, @Ike_CBS.
At the Hoff WFAN. What's up, dude?
Not much, man. Happy New Year. This is the first podcast of 2017. How about that?
2017. Let's go.
Now, is this officially number 5 for us on WFAN.com?
Officially number 5.
Awesome. And if you want to go ahead, if you don't want to listen to us talk, but you want to fast forward and listen to some of our interviews, we're going to have Justin Buchholz. He's the coach of Cody Garbrandt, who is the new bantamweight champion, and that will be in about 10-15 minutes or so.
Fantastic stuff. Don't want to miss it.
Yeah, and then after that, awesome guest by Ike finding this, Bruce Buffer joins us, the legendary Bruce Buffer.
It's time that we had him on.
Damn right.
And we're having a video, of course.
Yeah, no, and hi guys. So again, Justin Buchholz, he'll be on first, and then Bruce Buffer. So if you want to fast forward and listen to the interviews, that's fine. Again, we're on WFAN.com.
But don't fast forward.
Yeah, listen to it all. But we're also on Play.it, iTunes, all that stuff. Even Facebook too. Outside the Cage, you'll find us. So 2017, dude, it's gonna start strong this weekend, Phoenix. But
what's your resolution first? What's your 2017 resolution? Switching gears a little.
To come up with a resolution? I haven't thought of one yet. I didn't think, dude, there's so much going on this year for me that I'm just looking to keep on going with the flow. There's a lot going on. It's a daily grind, and I'm excited about this grind, though. There's a lot, got engaged, so we got to get the wedding.
I'll follow you soon, brother. Couple weeks. I might.
Is she listening right now?
Ooh, you're right. She has been a premium listener. A premium listener. But I'm not going to give it away exactly what date. But 2017 is going to be huge for us. 2016, the last half was amazing, dude. We got approved, everything, sponsored.
Yeah.
And 2017 is going to be huge. And, maybe we'll be on some bigger CBS places to find us.
We can only hope, pray, cross our fingers, all that stuff. And bribe. So let's just talk. Let's hit 2016, how it finished. Because there was a huge ending to the year. Rousey, Nunes, and was it what you expected?
No. Because I picked Rousey. Of course it was. I was doing I feel like it was a mental type of fight. Like, if Rousey's got her mental crap together, that she's going to put it out there. There was nothing that we could see of her training to give away anything.
Right.
We saw the abs. She looked great. She got the little chest plate muscles going. She looked fantastic. You would think that would help her. She would be a better fighter, but mentally, dude, she took a step back after the home, and it showed against Nunes in a 48-second fight. Disappointed for me, but you picked Nunes and you called it.
Yeah, but again, like I don't want to be like, I knew this the whole time. I was expecting to see a fight. That's the one thing I was expecting. I did not expect to see her get demolished. I just thought that she needed more of Rousey. That is, needed more of a layup fight. When someone like that gets loses and gets knocked out the way she did against Holly Holmes, she kind of needed for herself to get her bearings. I don't want to say ring rust, because we heard Dominic Cruz talk about ring rust and all this other stuff in the past. This is not a question about ring rust. It's a question of mentally, is she ready to step back in that cage against somebody who is ready to rip her head off? And she was not. And it showed from the first second of the fight. It was over.
Two things for me. Was it an early stoppage? And Do you think the fans would have even noticed if it wasn't a title fight? Because fans didn't even notice, explain it to casual marginal people, they didn't even notice that Conor Diaz wasn't a title fight.
Right.
So she could have got the layup. So was it an early stoppage for you?
No, it was not. Honestly, I know that it seemed that way because she was standing up at the end of the fight. But in reality, she held onto the fence. She held onto the cage. So she was able to stop herself from falling on the ground, but she was knocked out. Like, she didn't know where she was.
Yeah.
And there's been times I've seen fighters not fall to the ground and the mat and be knocked out. That was one of them. She was able to somehow keep the momentum from falling, but she was out cold and standing.
Yeah, I was watching with my father, and he goes, we paid $50 for this crap. It was a nice Hanukkah gift.
Yes.
And he goes, we paid $50 for a minute fight. I go, no, trust me. I go, she was out on the feet. Like, she was just, it was her will that was keeping her up.
Yes.
What I would have liked to seen is maybe initiate with wrestling. You know, you don't have to engage. She looked like, I keep saying this, like a 4-year-old toddler, like with their hands up, and maybe feint, throw a jab, step away. She took punches way too often, and she should have initiated with wrestling. It seemed like she got punched in her face, and then she wanted to wrestle.
I don't know what the game plan was because you never saw it.
That's why.
That's you never saw it. If there was a game plan, we completely missed it. And a lot of people blame Edmund, the coach.
Yeah.
And I won't say he's not to blame because obviously something was not right. But also, on the other hand, too, you look at it, she was intimidated. She did not know what to do, and then the first punch cracked her, and then she just lost her bearings again. So I do want to get back to what you said, too. You asked, could they have done like a layup and people not notice? I think yes. Because you can build on momentum. You could build on, okay, here's a return of so-and-so, and then give him that fight, get your ground, get your feet under you again, and here you go. You're back in the winning, and now we'll set you up for the next fight.
You're 100% right, because Conor, all he had to do was win a decision against Nate, and he gets the 155 title.
But there's been plenty of other fighters that have come back after losses, and they've gotten, I don't want to say cupcake fights, but they've had fights that are like, okay, this is not for the title again. You know, you don't have to fight the best in the world just yet. Now, here's another thing, though. She was off for a year. That was the big thing. And I think there's one or two things. And this is just me. I don't really know the answer to this. It's just me guessing. One is that the way Dana sees it is she'll only fight once per year. So I need to give her the biggest, baddest fight. If that's what's if she's gonna take a year off, I need to give her the biggest, baddest. Or she wants that money because $3 million is what she made compared to Nunes $200K.
Yeah.
She wants that $3 million. That's fine. You know, it would have been spread out through the entire year. But since you're only fighting once, this is what the deal is. You're going for the belt.
And I was on both sides with the no media obligations, you know. But I feel somebody made a good point that because of the non-media obligations that you had to tune in to see her for the first time on the pay-per-view, so maybe it funneled it that way. But I didn't like how she pouted out of the cage, too. And somebody pointed out that there was a Pantene Pro V ad playing while they're announcing Nunes as the new champ. So Ronda Rousey her hand was on everything. I would have wanted her to talk with Rogan. Rogan has a good feel for the sport. He would have been gentle on her. She didn't have to run out of there like a pouty 4-year-old.
The only thing I say about that is, and I don't know if Rogan chose not to, but he's been doing that lately. If he thinks he does, if someone's not, because who was that, Overeem?
Yeah.
That he just didn't feel comfortable ever since then to interview someone that's knocked out.
Got to make an exception, though. She didn't talk to anybody.
But, right, and she should have been interviewed by somebody somewhere at some point in time after that fight. She has to. You can't, I mean, you're literally a ghost now at this point in time. You are a has-been. And I don't want to say that because somebody asked me, can she come back from this? And I said, it depends. If she wants to, she can. It's all choice. It's choice at this point in time. If she wants to, she can. She has the skills to fight in the UFC and in MMA. That's not a question. She's won how many fights in a row? And I this weekend I went and watched all of her fights leading up until the Nunes one and the Holm one too. And she was vicious. She was quick to the attack. She knew what she wanted to do. There was no, I'm going to try and duke it out with you. It's, I'm going to just go get this arm bar and call it a day. And a couple times she got lucky. Betchkahea, she knocked her out. And then there was, it wasn't Carmouche. It was somebody else that she was able to ground and pound. And then they called the fight through.
Cat?
Yeah, Zingana, right?
Mm-hmm.
But those two were really the knockouts. Everything else was just going right for this armbar. Let's call it a day. And just there was, I mean, everything was 30 seconds or less. Some of them 15 seconds or less. And the last two opponents for her have been. These girls can fight at 145. I think Nunes could definitely fight at 145.
Oh yeah, they definitely weren't intimidated. You saw the Rousey, the intimidation factor charging home, and Home was like, Toro, get out of the way, and outboxed her. And Nunes wasn't putting up with that. Like it seemed that Ronda just focused a year of striking for some reason, and Nunes wasn't buying it. Pop, ended it very quickly. I think the intimidation was just, that's in the past. You got to evolve in this sport, or you get left behind.
Dude, and that's exactly the point. When I was asked, you think she could return? Yeah, Conor returned. Conor had one of the most devastating losses for someone who's really into MMA and into UFC. That was a really devastating loss to his career for a second, but then he studied up. He figured out how to beat
a leg
Nate.
kick.
Yeah, learned how to beat Nate Diaz. Realized I'm not going to knock you out, but I'm going to last 5 rounds with you.
Exactly. Do the cardio, do the leg kick, and I put money on that Ronda would evolve. And then I'm saying it again. Yeah, she'll come back, and yeah, obviously it's not going to be a bantamweight championship fight, but maybe she'll come back and evolve. But now, who knows with her? And you know who's the biggest winner from the night? Conor McGregor, because now he's the solo star.
Yep.
He was doing the money sign, probably smoking a nice fat cigar, drinking his whiskey. Happiest one after 207.
When he probably had both of his belts somewhere, even though in
a robe.
Yeah, but seriously though, because he made a huge statement that they got to come talk to me now if they want me to fight. Now they kind of really have to.
Yeah, that whole beg me tweet, we're going to see it again.
Yeah,
probably.
he doesn't have to do. He can do whatever he wants. He kind of at this moment owns UFC for sure,
dude. Switching to the co-main event,
Yes.
our favorite fight that we were saying going into the second biggest winner from that fight, the American Conor McGregor, the American gangster Cody No Love Garbrandt, who we had on. He believed in himself.
Yeah, dude.
He backed it up, and he proved me wrong big time. I was picking Cruz, other people picking Cruz, and he just, dude, in the Matrix.
I went Cody, no question. I was all about it.
I hate you.
But he shocked me because I didn't expect to see that side of Cody. Like the showboating, the everything, dude. It was outrageous. I never expected that. I expected someone to kind of be focused and try for a knockout, and I was hoping that we weren't going to see a Conor Diaz one where he kind of tired himself out and didn't get the knockout he wanted, and then just kind of lost later on because he didn't have the energy. He lasted. Not only did he last, he could have gone another 2 rounds.
He seemed like he was toying out
and he
there.
made Cruz look foolish, dude.
I know. It looked like it wasn't. He had tougher fights earlier this year.
Yeah.
Cruz I've never seen him drop to the floor, and he made Cruz's funky style look really funky and awkward. He was just dodging it. Did you see the memes? Can't touch this and everything.
It almost made
next level.
It almost made Cruz look like, dude, you can do all these. Do you ever see the? Okay, this is the one video. Okay, it's gonna take me 30 seconds to explain it, but there's a video I saw of like a bare knuckle brawl somewhere, and it's like this karate guy, ninja warrior type of thing versus like an American soldier, and the karate ninja guy is doing all these spins and dances and all this stuff, getting ready to fight, and the bell rings or whatever, and the guy's doing all these dances and stuff like that, and does a couple spins, and actually the soldier just like cracks him once and he's done, and that's kind of what it is. It's like all these wasted motions for Cruz for no reason, and Cody's like, I'm just gonna let you. I'm gonna let your face find my fist.
I mean, it
It's
worked
gonna
for
happen.
8 years, but Cody made it look like it didn't matter.
Yeah.
Like they studied perfectly, and finally, Team Alpha Male put it together.
Yes.
And his head coach, Justin Buchholz, put it together.
Great segue, because guess who's coming up next? Justin Buchholz. Yeah, no, dude, I'm excited to have him on because we've been talking about Cody for a while now, and I don't remember who.
Fully sold on him now.
Yeah, thank you.
I mean,
and he's still young, dude. He's still young. I don't know how great he can be, but there's a lot of potential there. After watching that fight versus Cruz, and there was potential before that with his knockout power, but now he's got a little bit of everything, dude. And I do think he has got a ground game, and we haven't even seen it yet. So there's a lot. But when Buchholz comes on, we'll talk to him. We'll find out if he's got anything up his sleeve.
another big interview too after Buchholz.
Yes, don't forget Bruce Buffer, who is up after Buchholz. And then we'll get into a little bit more of whatever's going on in the UFC world, and maybe a little bit about the Golden Globes. Was that yeah?
Oh God.
Yeah, I know. But first up, Justin Buchholz of Team Alpha Male joins us on WFAN's Outside the Cage.
But wait, for you YouTube users, and this will be hopefully a smooth edit. So
Very smooth.
This is YouTube exclusive. Me and Pete, we started a WFAN Outside the Cage page. You know, maybe we'll keep it like 15 to 20 minutes total, using the intro and then using other segments that we hit on. There's Mike Goldberg and BJ Penn. This will be exclusively for YouTube, the 5 views that see this. Hopefully it makes it rounds.
Make it 10. Go double digits, people. Double digits.
But, dude, Mike Goldberg, 19 years in the company, UFC 207, his last event. You know, I looked up a lot of his highlight reels and bloopers always attached. And it's sad because him and Rogan were one of the best, not fight team, but sports commentary team ever.
Oh, no question, dude. And it's like you're losing something. You know, it's like you grew up with this, and it's like I don't want to say he's retired because obviously there might be other things down for him in the future. But the fact is, it's like, yeah, this is how I know the sport. When Dana was saying that they're going to sell, I was worried that Dana was going to leave. And I was very happy to see he stayed. Rogan was threatening of leaving too, and I was like, no, we can't have Rogan leave. And Goldberg was one I didn't think was going to be like taking that jump. I didn't realize that. So I'm very sad to see him go.
Crazy. The matchmaker, one of the voices, one of the guys who's been all around Dave Schuler, they're out.
Yeah.
And I hope Ari Emanuel and WME, they know what they're doing. You know, we trust in them. I hope they know what they're doing with these decisions.
And I did wish that Joe Silva had a little bit more. Because, dude, he's set up some amazing fights over the years.
Always.
And you know what? One thing that, compare UFC to boxing for a second. A lot of people are talking like, dude, these boxing fights take so long to actually happen. Like the Pacquiao-Mayweather fight took so long to put together.
Years.
Well, you know what, though? In UFC, you don't really see them take that long. Very rarely do you see them take that long. Like Wonder Boy and Thompson, Wonder Boy and Woodley, they're getting back together already. I know there was a little scrap. Maybe Bisping would have taken over for a second.
It felt like a while in the MMA world.
It did.
But we
feel
take
like
it for granted.
We take it for granted. That no, they get right back to it.
I love it. No Nick Diaz, no Michael Bisping, none of that crap.
No,
we're getting the rematch, and there will be a defined 170 winner.
And it's about time, and that's the thing. That's the beauty of UFC, and that's the beauty of these matchmakers. They realize what the fans want, what's the best fight. And that's the other thing that people don't realize is that sometimes you got a nice card that's headlined by like a nice power fighter or whatever it is. Like, wow, that's a nice name, but the undercard is like Tim Means being on these cards has been fantastic. I know he got
they had a former champion, Johnny Hendricks, underneath.
Yeah.
Are you kidding
Which
me?
is a fantastic fight, which is a controversial decision at the end of it. But these are really good fights that they're putting together. And if you're the casual fan and you just watch the pay-per-view, you're missing out on all this. But if you're a diehard and you're watching all these fights, you're going to miss Joe Silva. I hope that Shelby does a good job. Nick Maynard. I'm blowing his name already.
Well, the fact that we don't know him means he hasn't made a splash yet. Not your fault,
I did see him on Twitter though. Somebody called him out for something. And he's like, "Hey, come meet me," and he left an address. And they're like, "What is this? You're giving a home address?" He's like, "No,
that's Walmart."
No, it's his gym that he's at, which is even better. Yeah, so
there's cameras.
But you know what? Obviously, like people are giving him crap. You know, it's a new regime for UFC, and we're really hoping. You know, I've heard some people talk about the UFC 208 already. Like, hey, this is not a good card to start off pay-per-view with. Rogan specifically.
Yeah, they attacked it, and I partially agree. You know, it's great that we're going to see Holm and we're going to see a brand new division unveiled at UFC 208, and they added Jacare and Tim Bosch.
Right, I did see that, which is nice.
But we need that. We need Aldo. I don't know why they're going heavy on 209. They're putting Wonder Boy, like you said, with Woodley. They're putting Overeem with Mark Hunt.
Right.
And they're possibly putting Ferguson with Habib. Put Habib Ferguson a month earlier. Come on, you guys got to work with that. You know.
And
give us something.
There's still room for growth on this card because listen, until those doors open, you never know, somebody could drop out. There's always
Where's
that.
Rockhold? Where's Gall? Give us something. Come on.
There's plenty of healthy fighters out there. Listen, there's 600 fighters.
Yeah, just about.
So we can fight. Listen, the welterweight division, there's a lot of people there. The bantamweight, there's a lot of people out there. Maybe get where's Stipe?
On his honeymoon.
That's right. That's actually funny. We actually know where he is. So
we actually know where he is.
So that's probably why he hasn't fought in a while. Okay, so but listen, there's tons of fighters that are out there are available. Let's get something happening. And I'm not discrediting Holm versus
Fabricio Verdum didn't fight at 207. Throw him at 208. Put him with somebody. Come on, they could figure out. I believe there's going to be one more big match for the main card.
Oh, see, that's the thing is I've totally always believed that. I just don't know who it's going to be. I have no clue at this point.
Rockhold, where are you at? Put Rockhold with somebody I'll watch.
I watched
Romero?
I watched his Rockhold Weidman fight again recently. Again, UFC Fight Pass. I've watched it like crazy, dude. It's so fantastic.
Pete's locked in.
I am locked in like crazy. I was watching a lot of Weidman fights, and I watched the Rockhold Weidman fight.
Getting everything out of that $7.99 membership.
Oh boy. See,
Tax write-off.
I went for the whole thing. What is it? It's $89 for the whole year, right?
Oh no, I guess I did month to month.
I just went straight through. I'll just give it all.
That's how Pete works.
Yeah, just do it all one shot. Let's go. But the Rockhold Weidman fight, when I first caught it live, I was at a wedding, so I only got it for like the last round or two, and I didn't realize that. I thought Weidman was just getting his butt kicked the whole time. He was doing well those first two rounds.
Like the Romero fight, he was taking him down, made it look easy, winning one or two rounds, and then just a crucial mistake.
We need his coach on, dude. You need to get his coach on.
We will work on Ray Longo, Long Island's own. You know,
Yes.
he gives great insight. He's everywhere.
And
now
any
in
of the
game.
local fighter that wants to come on, please. We're always, doors are always open.
In studio.
In studio too. Yeah, Mickey Gall, we had him on. We've had John Vellante on. I love to have the Miller brothers on, especially Jim. He's fighting again. He's fighting again at Barclays.
Him and Lozon. They're
dude. But you know what though? Jim.
They're getting their money's
Jim
worth.
Jim always finds a way to surprise everybody. He really has some really good fights. He really does.
Jersey's own.
And he's fighting Poirier, and it's sad because I'm a Poirier fan, but Miller's a good fighter too. So it's tough to.
I'm assuming that's a
Barclays,
Joe Silva match because
Yes.
it's perfect. You don't know who. Like it can help or really hurt somebody's career.
Yeah.
And what's gonna transition in again? What's gonna really hurt or help somebody's career is Sunday night's main event: Yair Rodriguez and BJ Penn.
Yes.
This is a young up and coming versus a legend, and BJ Penn fighting a young feisty Mexican in Yair Rodriguez.
How do you feel about this? Because I was trying to watch some Yair fights. I didn't get through all. I really only got through like one or two.
Entertaining.
Yeah, he has a lot of weird kicking motions and just like spin kicks and just like flying all over the place. Is this another like Dominic Cruz where it's like, is it wasted motion now, or is it really effective?
Well, his Taekwondo style, Rogan during one of his fights compared him to Anthony Pettis, and I think that's perfect. Very dangerous off his back, a lot of Taekwondo craziness kicks. But, dude, he will go to the floor. Don't tell me in five-minute rounds it's not going to go to the floor. And that's where I believe Penn will win.
Oh, my God.
So, yeah, it's
Penn's
craziness.
a genius down there, yeah.
But Penn's evolved. That's what we say they haven't evolved. He was stubborn against Edgar. He said, I'm better on the ground. Edgar could take me down. I'll figure it out. He's now at Jackson's, Winklejohn, Greg Jackson. And I saw him training against a foe in Diego Sanchez. Dude, that takes you got to swallow the ego. And I believe he's going to get the win on Sunday.
I'm rooting for Penn. I love Penn. He's always been a great fighter. He always just the fact, I mean, it's weird to say, but when he like licks his gloves after the fight, no matter how much blood's on there, he still licks them, and it is. But he's impressive. He's always looked the same age, which is about 50, but he still looks. But he always looks good.
It's like a little Buddha.
Yeah, seriously, dude. I again, the first video I remember seeing about him was years ago when he was jumping out of the pool. Someone was like, "Oh, dude, remember him?" I'm like, "Yeah, I remember."
Rodriguez said that. I go, "Oh my God!" I go, "This boy is young. He's about 14 years younger."
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's a lot of variables. How long has he been training? It's a cut to 145. You know, can he deal with the? You got to give the cardio to Rodriguez just because he's younger.
Just because he's younger, yeah.
Penn's troubles in the past with the cut.
Yeah,
but I'm going to go with Penn by submission in the third round.
I'm going to go with Penn because I like him a lot. That's what I got.
That's how we picked Nunez, you son of a bitch.
No. But we do have one more fight that I want to get to, which is the day prior. Invicta FC 21. We had Heather Hardy on. It was, I forget who's, is Tweed versus Anderson, I believe it is the main fight.
That sounds about right.
But we also had Heather Hardy, who's a boxer, WBC boxer, but now this is her first MMA fight, and Ray Rice is kind of being like her mentor, life coach type of thing. And they were actually on our show, the podcast a couple weeks ago. You can check that out, WFAN.com, play.it, iTunes, plugs. But I'm excited for that fight because, again, it's like you're taking these fighters from a different world and putting them in this mixed martial arts, cage and just kind of seeing what they could do. I know she's more of a striker, but she has that kickboxing background. I guess recently she's been doing that. She's done some Muay Thai, I think she said. So
yeah.
So she has jiu-jitsu maybe, whatever it was. So I'm excited to see what she can do. What about you?
I mean, it's never enough time to pick up a whole ground game, but she's 18-0 in boxing. Like you said, she's a fantastic WBC boxer. You hope that she puts that same dedication into the grappling game. She has to do it at least 3 or 4 times to catch up a week. You would figure a champion's mentality could do it. So she has the best gyms available to her because she's a young up-and-comer in the city, local area. So no matter what, I want her to win. Whether I think she will or won't, my heart's in it on this one just because of her story.
And I don't think that, Invicta FC, not saying that they're anything like UFC at all, but, I mean, they're the stepping stone to female MMA. Because that's basically what it is. You can see it on UFC Fight Pass. But they keep on, plucking away from that's where Cyborg came from, was from Invicta FC. This girl, JJ Redick, I want to say. Maybe
the
not JJ
great 3-point shooter.
No, maybe it's not JJ Redick, but JJ something. I forgot her last name, but she's like an Irish McGregor type of thing, but female version. But not as good, obviously. But she got plucked from a fight from Invicta FC. So I would like to see Heather make her transition from this fight and then go to the UFC. But I know she said this is just a one-off for now because she's already planning on doing boxing at Barclays. But her opponent, though, from what I've seen, she's more of a striker too. So maybe this is good for her. Maybe they matched her well enough to give her a little boost and say, "Hey, come back to us."
Yeah,
because this is where the money is.
Brietta Anderson,
yes,
she vicious kicker, and it doesn't seem like she has got a ground game. So, like you said, that helps Heather. So it'll be a boxer versus a kickboxer. As long as Heather can just check those kicks and counter with the boxing, it should be an easy night for her. I mean, if she keeps it standing, you're a pro boxer, champion boxer. You boxed at Barclays. The stage shouldn't be big. She should walk home and, dude, if she goes 3-0, 4-1 in a year and a half in Invicta, yeah, like you said, don't be surprised if the UFC just plucks her out.
And I'm not. I'm bringing this up because I was on with Cara Ann. She's one of our.
Got to check it out. What is it? The podcast?
It's
Throw Like a Girl.
Throw Like a Girl. Yeah, and I'll give her a plug because she's really nice. She had me on a couple times. She plugged our show off, and then you should get on there too because she wanted to talk about UFC, so she asked me to join her. I said, "Of course, I'm UFC. Let's do this." But she wanted to know if there was sex appeal for the female fighters, and I don't sit there and say that watching two females punch the crap out of each other or beat the crap out of each other is hot and sexy, whatever. But there are some very good faces in UFC.
Yeah.
You know, Rousey is attractive. Misha Tate is attractive. Heather Hardy has a face for advertisements.
Sports Illustrated. You can't deny that if you're walking by and you see a good-looking woman on a bikini in Sports Illustrated, you're like, oh, Sports Illustrated is an athlete. What is this? Oh, this girl's a fighter?
Yeah.
Oh, she's a champion?
Of course. There is an appeal to that. So I think she's very marketable. And I don't want to just say that because you don't want them to just be sex symbols. You want them to be really good human beings and have a really good story behind her. And unfortunately, she had some incidents in her life, some tragic incidents in her life that created her who she is today. But she could be a really good female role model. And that's what I'm looking for. And whether or not she's attractive and, you know, the sex appeal helps, she's very marketable. So I'm really hoping for her this fight takes it to that next level. But
so a lot going on this weekend. I'm going to tune that in. It's one of the first cards on UFC Fight Pass on Invicta FC 21.
21, yes.
And we got UFC Fight Night 103. You guys check out the whole episode on WFAN's Outside the Cage. Our Twitter _Outside the Cage. You could find everything there. We'll pin, retweet. We're on CBS New York.
yes.
They got us out there.
Facebook Live. No, we haven't done that yet, have we?
Not yet. Cut that.
Yeah, well, one of these days.
iTunes, Play.it. We're on some of the podcast apps, and this is our first video or YouTube. Hopefully, you guys liked it. The 5 views, hopefully 10.
Yes.
But yeah.
Yeah, no, this is good right now. And thanks for Boomer and Carton for hanging in the background. We're check them out,
Biggest fan.
6 to 10. Yeah, we're just using a random studio, and they just happen to be here, and we forgot to move it. So.
There will be at least one MMA decoration the next time we do this. Maybe I'll buy a $1 poster on Amazon.
We're gonna have to
eBay.
start decorating this. Is this allowed?
I don't know if we're in Tommy L's. What is it?
Loogie.
Trailer Park Tommy as a Boomer and Carton.
Is that what they call him?
Something like that. But we'll
Tommy,
decorate
can you hear
it
me?
for our first video. But Pete, great stuff. This is us doing something on camera.
All right.
All right.
And the hat makes you look good for a change. All right. See you guys later.